Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Andrew. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
Good morning. I'm Jeannie. I'm an alcoholic and addict.
And welcome to Grooves and Gratitude. This is our eighth day of doing a family live stream. My wife and I, and we have been together for a long time, and we met in a recovery meeting. And I'm traveling a lot this summer, and we decided that to really just build up our relationship, we would do a project together. And we've talked about doing stuff like this for years, and this we just finally got it together this summer. This is day 8 of a live stream we're doing just to talk about a recovery, and we're connecting it each day with a short reading from some kind of literature and with a song that's meaningful to us in our recovery. And so for week 1 we did step 0, and today we're going to start a whole entire week on step 1. And the first step says we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, or drugs, or gambling, or compulsive sex, or whatever, and that our lives had become unmanageable. I'd become powerless over, my credit card. It could be anything. And Jeannie's going to read to us the first 3 paragraphs of the step 1 section of the book called The 12 and 12 on page 21.
The 12 and 12. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Practically no one, of course. Every natural instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. It is truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our minds into such an obsession for destructive thinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us. No other kind of bankruptcy is like this one. Alcohol now became the rapacious creditor, bleeds us of all self sufficiency and all will to resist its demands. Once this stark fact is accepted, our bankruptcy as going human concerns is complete. But upon entering AA, we soon take quite another view of this absolute humiliation. We perceive that only through utter defeat are we able to take our first steps towards liberation and strength. Our admission of personal powerlessness finally turned out to be a firm bedrock upon which happy and purposeful lives may be built.
So there we were at step 0, and we were talking about blackouts. And I still remember the day that I had a really, 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 really bad blackout, and I came to in the middle of it, and I was just done. I was so done, and I was so embarrassed and ashamed, and just not not myself. I didn't feel that I knew who I was. I'd lost myself in the way, and I quit cold turkey. And then I started going to a 12-step meeting. And this was the moment of surrender for me. I had completely given up. It was like being in a fight or in a battle, and the adversary has you down. You're on a wrestling tournament and you're pinned to the mat, and you have to tap out. You have to cry uncle. It's like I used to play a lot of pinball. Like, this is dating me, but I remember if you shook the pinball machine, you wouldn't be able to. The tilt thing would come on, and there was nothing you can do. After you shot your last ball, it would say game over. The lights would be flashing. You'd have no more quarters to put in there. I could go on all morning, and I won't, about the analogies of what it's like just to completely lose your mind and to lose your ability to do this anymore. And so, in the spring of 2009, U2 released the album No Line on the Horizon, and one of the major songs on that album was a song about an addict reaching recovery, and it was called Moment of Surrender. And that song became my theme song for that summer, and it even became a theme song when I met Jeannie, and we started talking in the fall. It just so happened I was going to a U2 concert, and that song became just like a big part of our shared understanding of our recovery. Jeannie's going to read just a couple of lines from that song, and maybe share a little bit about her decision finally to give up the high cost of low living.
Mm. Yes, the the U2 song, of course, when they're singing it and the music and everything, it really has spoke to me. Some of the lyrics are, it's not if I believe in love, if love believes in me, oh, believe in me. At the moment of surrender, I folded to my knees. And it speaks about where he's, I guess this guy, he didn't even make it to the show. And that was one of the things, it was, they wrote this song after that, talking about, how desperate he was. And I can identify with that. I had several several I felt like bottoms that occurred to me, but the final one, I couldn't do it anymore, and I reached out to I was doing IOP, intensive outpatient recovery, and that it worked for me. It was what I needed to learn about my disease, learn about why I had this obsession with drinking. And so it's available to anyone who wants it. You can even come to the meetings and not go through rehab. But if that works for you too, it's good to do that reset of your body and your mind. So
I thought I was beyond repair and I couldn't be fixed, and slowly I was being fixed. It was almost like a massive transformation had taken place. It was like a total miracle, but I had to give up. I couldn't use my brain. I couldn't use my willpower. I couldn't use my emotions. All of my abilities had led me to where I was. I thought my way into being an addict, and I couldn't think my way out of it. I had to give up. I had to completely let go. And listening to that song and that song "Bad" that they put out in the 80s about a friend who was a heroin addict. Later, Jeannie and I were able to meet that man, and he did get clean. We thought he had died. I thought he had died the way the song went. I thought the man had been dead since the 80s. Turns out he stayed an addict till the 2000s, and he finally got clean. We were able to meet that guy. Jeannie referenced Adam Clayton. He's the bass player in the band in the 90s. Didn't show up for a gig. And Adam is very chill about it, but he talks about mental health a lot, and he talks about that he used the 12 steps to get sober. And Adam Clayton, the bass player of U2, has been sober for many years. That reading back on page 21, let's just shout out a couple of words that jumped out to us as we conclude day 8 of Grooves and Gratitude. This is a daily live stream that my spouse and I are doing just to strengthen our relationship, our friendship, our marriage, and our recovery.
Warped.
Complete defeat.
Powerlessness.
Warped our minds.
Bankruptcy.
Destructive drinking. Humiliation.
Utter defeat.
Liberation.
Strength.
So if you think you might be stuck and you want to move, at least give a try to move from humiliation to liberation, we recommend this. And we recommend this to our friends who are already sober or clean from whatever it is that ails them to continue practicing as long as you are able. And for anybody who might think they need some help, you're always welcome to reach out to us. And I think yesterday, Jeannie posted some links for places you could go for help. We are doing this on my personal Facebook page. You are welcome to share it. It's a public video. This is also going to be archived on my YouTube channel as well. And I've been doing this on my Twitter as well at Teacher on Radio. Thank you for whether you heard this live or caught it a few minutes after. We really are grateful, and we're going to try to do it again tomorrow because this is a daily thing.
Have a great day.